we're back to the ACC, and this is another huge one in the sense of how is this going to make the ACC title or the championship game race shake out. Georgia Tech is in the driver's seat right now. They win this game, they're in. But Pitt is no slouch. Pitt's a solid team. Sure, they lost last week, but their coach said that game didn't matter. This is the time for Pitt to prove it matters. This is what they've been saving up for. They didn't run any of their good plays against Notre Dame. We're here now to go get an upset at Georgia Tech. And can they get it done? Georgia Tech's defense has struggled the past couple weeks, giving up 35-plus points in back-to-back games, eking out some close wins. But the one constant of this Georgia Tech season has been Haynes King and what he's done to will this team to wins. And so can he do it again at home? Y'all's thoughts on this game?
Well, it's finally a return to home for GT. They haven't played at home, and on Saturday it'll be a month. They haven't played at home. It's been a long time since they have a game at Bobby Dodd. It's a night game as well, so Bobby Dodd is going to be rocking. And when it's rocking, it's a really tough place to play, and I think it'll be a really tough place to play for Pitt. Pitt was just shut down last week by Notre Dame. They only had 219 total yards. They came into the game with the 30th best offense in the country at 423 per game. They're now at 50th at 400 per game. Now Pitt is going to have the very similar story as last week, which was their rush defense last week was number 2 or if not the best rush defense in the country, and they faced Notre Dame. They did a fine job. Notre Dame rushed for about 170 to 180 yards. But now you're playing Georgia Tech, and that is what Georgia Tech does. They are 224 rushing yards per game. That's 9th in the country. It's 9th versus 9th. 9th best rush defense versus 9th best rush offense. That is the key to the game. Can you shut down Haynes King and Jamal Haynes in that rush offense, which, as I've seen firsthand, when it is rolling, it is impossible to stop. Even when the whole stadium knows it's 3rd and 4, it's Haynes King quarterback power, doesn't matter. He's going to pick it up. And so Georgia Tech, if they are excellent at doing that or able to run the football, they will control the clock. They'll control the game. They'll control the crowd. It's over for Pitt, even if they do care this week, per Narduzzi. One thing I thought was interesting, and look, in no way should it ever be, but is this a look-ahead spot for both of these teams? Pitt hosts Miami next week, and Georgia Tech host Georgia next week in Mercedes-Benz?
No, definitely not. Maybe you can make the argument for Pitt, but absolutely not for Georgia Tech. This is the only game on their schedule that matters.
You would think.
I don't know if
do the players think that
Brent
way?
Key subscribes to Pat Narduzzi logic.
I'm just like,
do the coaches?
That's a rivalry game.
It is a rivalry
think about
game.
if
I'm not
Ole
saying
Miss
that they
was
don't
there.
care about that game.
Are the fans?
I
thinking
agree
that
they're
way?
not going to be looking ahead.
There is just
but
zero chance that with both of these teams, the only way they make the playoffs is by winning the ACC championship. There is no way that both these teams are overlooking a game. And for one of these teams, the only game between them and that championship, there's just zero chance that this is a look-ahead game.
Look, in no way should it ever be, but will it be?
No.
That's what I'm really curious about, because you talk about big brands in Miami and Georgia next week for both these teams.
Yeah.
Do they care about this game? Maybe there's an inkling of it. There will be no way to prove it, but I just thought it was interesting and a funny concept. I'm going to attempt to pronounce his name, and I've never heard it on a broadcast, so this will just be me trying to pronunciate a word in front of me. Heinzschul.
That's what I would go with.
Heinzschul has started 6 games this year. He's been sacked 20 times in the 6 games. Six games, 20 sacks. Now, on the other hand, Georgia Tech has only 18 sacks so far this season total. That's worse than Mississippi State. State has 20 sacks this season. So that is not a good pass rush whatsoever.
I mean, State's numbers gone up in recent weeks.
Think the total, yeah.
The total, yes.
No, but the per game has to have gone up a little bit too.
I think we're at a 1.9.
That's more than double what we had last season.
Technically that'd be 2.
Last
no, it'd
season
be 1.9.
we're
We
at
put 11
0.7
games.
last season.
I think we were at 0.7 last year.
Yeah. We're getting there. We'll be there next year.
100% better is what Isaac Smith said.
I think that's a huge part to this game, because if they are able to get after Schull, who has been really terrific.
We can just
through
call
the
him
year.
Mason if we want to.
Mason. Nah, I like last names.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, what are like friends with the guy? Just gonna call him by his first name?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool.
If Georgia Tech flips that script, if they get 3 or 4 sacks, this is really a game that Pitt has no shot in. And I honestly think, straight up, they have no shot in this game. I think Georgia Tech is a better roster, a better team. I think they have more to play for at home. They've been in these kinds of spots before. They've answered. They play so damn well at home, which is why I hate that the Georgia game is in Mercedes-Benz, but money is everything to people these days. I think this is a game that just leans so much towards Georgia Tech, and I'm concerned for the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Sure. I think it's a little disrespectful to say they have no shot in this game. They've proven to be a quality team. Mr. Heinschel can sling it around a little bit.
He can.
We'll put the ball in harm's way, which I think is another thing Georgia Tech needs to take advantage of. Try and pick them off once or twice. Or if they do get one of those sacks, strip the ball out, force a turnover. Because the Georgia Tech defense just really hasn't been fantastic. So I can see a world where Pitt goes in and then throws it around a little bit, puts up points, and Georgia Tech ends up in another bit of a shootout. Now, Haynes King's your quarterback, so I don't really have worries about you scoring when you need to score. But I think this game could end up being pretty close.
Did you pick?
No, we
None of
can
us have
pick. I
picked.
wanted to know if you wanted to add anything.
Oh no, I'm good.
Cool. JP, I know. I mean, he just basically said he was picking. If the spread was
Yeah.
10.5, he's probably picking Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, this is of the spreads between the BYU game and this game, which this is another one that Joel Klatt threw a hissy fit at, and I've seen other people overreact to. This one makes more sense to overreact to it. I haven't seen what Pate would have, but I imagine it'd be more than 2.5
I mean, this
points.
is saying that on a neutral field, Pitt would be the favorite. That does feel a little.
Yeah,
But why are we throwing a hissy fit?
I'm not throwing
because
a hissy
Georgia
fit.
Tech has a number next to him and Pitt doesn't, and for some reason that's how
We
he's
give
reacting.
ESPN a lot of crap for bad coverage.
Yeah,
The Fox college football coverage
really bad.
is terrible.
Gus Johnson.
Gus Johnson is fire, but
Elite.
he's like a broadcaster. I don't know if that counts as like
I'd watch him if he had a podcast.
Coverage.
That'd be electric.
sure, but like Joel Klatt, I don't like. I don't know if y'all remember R.J. Young from a couple years back.
Mm-mm.
I know the name.
Terrible. Even just like the Barstool kind of partnership.
Yes.
Terrible. Like they just. What are we doing, Fox? Do y'all even care? I'd rather probably go watch
I
an
don't know.
NBC broadcast, a college football NBC broadcast. If Gus
That's saying-
Johnson
that's
wasn't on the
saying
call,
something.
that is
That is
saying
saying
something.
something.
But it's just terrible. I really dislike Joel Klatt.
I don't dislike him.
I
I don't dislike him calling games.
Sure. I don't like him as like a media personality
Yes.
though.
I don't like that. Either.
But just because he's wrong, because there are some media personalities where you're like, oh, I just don't like their personality. I've personally discovered Josh Pate and Joel Klatt at the same time. I don't still listen to Klatt. I still listen to Pate. But I don't really have a problem with Klatt. I mean, I can see
It's largely I just think he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he also at times I don't like how his personality comes across.
That's fair.
That's not the largest issue though.
He's great when he's talking with someone who doesn't know college football. Like he will go on First Things First with Nick Wright, Chris Broussard.
He's a good entry level
and
personality.
They don't watch college football at all. Like Nick Wright openly says he doesn't watch college football on Saturday, which is crazy. How do you not?
What are you doing
How do
on
you
a
live
Saturday
life
if you're
like
not
that? And
watching?
he's getting ready for
he's
the
a
Chiefs game.
professional sports gambler too, so I feel like you would bet on college football at least. He's great on that, and then he'll go on Cowherd as well. And then I've seen him on other shows. He's great at that. I don't think he's good when he's compared peers to peer, but I do think he's really good at color commentating.
Yeah. Let's pick this
in a
game. Let's pick this game.
Georgia Tech,
I am gonna go
buzz, bust their ass.
I will pick.
I
Pitt.
want to see I need to see what uniform they're wearing.
I'm gonna pick Pitt. I think with that run defense, I'm not gonna say they're gonna be able to stop Georgia Tech, but I think they're gonna slow them down enough that the offense can hang. And I think that Georgia Tech has played in some questionable games as of late. They just barely beat Boston College. They barely beat Wake Forest when they played. I just don't know that Georgia Tech is like the dominant team, or a dominant team. So
They're-
I'll go with Pitt for a little upset here on the road.
Wearing their classic white with gold accent uniform.